Hello, my loves. It's a Friday night, and I'm getting ready to go meet a friend. But I'm here upstairs at the Divine Life Playhouse. Got my beautiful treasures, my sound treasures behind me. And I'm thinking about the me that writes poetry, the me that is a creative dreamer, a part of me that I haven't been seeing as much lately. Turn around so I have a little light on my face. Because I have been really showing up to the work of life because the world is a wild place to be alive right now. It really is. And I just want to say to you, specifically to you, if you're here listening, I care about you. And if you are struggling right now with this crazy world, with all that life is throwing at you, and what all of us are holding, I want you to remember that there is a heart frequency that we hold every day of our lives, every day that our hearts are beating. And this heart frequency can carry us through anything, like water that can carry us over very tumultuous rocks, and even when the current gets raging and we're moving really fast, because if you haven't noticed, time is moving really fast right now. And it may seem like it's hard to keep up. We can ride that heart frequency all the way to where we're going. We don't even have to know exactly where we're going. It's okay if we don't know. Time and light and sound are very, very interconnected. And when I have some of my most profound meditative moments, when I allow myself to go really deep or really high, or sometimes in the very best moments of bliss, I'm going in both directions at the same time. I experience time and sound and light in very different ways than I do when I'm in my denser moments of just everyday life. And it's amazing how our minds can understand things in that space within the cosmos, a very divine space that our little human selves have a hard time actually comprehending. We can know it in a moment. That's kind of the enlightening, because it's instantaneous light, a lightening of our being to a frequency that allows us to understand, to connect in with God, with Source. It doesn't matter what you call God. It doesn't matter, because it is the Creator that created us. And I have noticed lately, there are a few rungs of the ladder missing. So I often kind of tease about going up and down the ladder of consciousness in a day, in a week. Sometimes I run up and down that ladder of consciousness rather quickly, and other times it takes a minute for me to pull down those higher frequencies and bring them back into my everyday life. But it has felt lately like there's a few rungs of the ladder missing, which creates a little bit of a tragedy, whether you're coming up or you're coming down. And it leaves us a little bit disoriented as we are looking for happier moments, or we are looking for more grounding. Can you imagine running up and down the steps to go to the first or the second floor, and there's just some steps that are gone? How do we handle that? I think that's part of the experience right now in humanity, is everything's being rearranged. And sometimes it takes some extra faith and hope to hop over a gap that maybe feels too wide to cross. But part of what's happening as we move into more expansion of our beingness is that we can cover those gaps, but we have to stretch ourselves. And I've been seeing lately this image of like the little Gumby character, or playing with silly putty. And I have felt at times like the amount of territory that I'm covering in a day, the amount of responsibility that I'm holding, and the amount of like just edges that I'm being expanded into, like all my edges. I'm going to talk about like coming to the edge of life and we leap, but it's like, it's almost as if all of me is at the edge. And it really calls us to become maybe something we didn't even know that we had the capacity to become. And also, because it's not either or in my reality, it's both and. Also, sometimes we just gotta lay back and rest, surrender, and trust that there's something so much greater than us that is going to get us where we need to go. Even if we don't show up, even if we don't do anything, even if we're not figuring it all out, we can trust. We can trust in God. We can trust in a knowing that's beyond our knowing. You know, I really see that the world is going to change radically in the next 5 years or so. And we like to know what's going on as humans. It gives us the illusion of control. So when we start to feel that things are changing beyond our comprehension, it's like, well, hang on, how, what, do what, But we don't have to have it all figured out. And we can find our stability when we tune into that heart frequency. And when we tune in and connect in, this is a stability that is far more stable than anything that we could create here on the ground as well. And I think we're all getting really practiced at that, even if we don't want to. I know, based on the number of texts and phone calls and emails and messages that come by my way, yeah, there's one of them right there. I know that so many people are feeling the stress right now of what's happening in their own lives and on this planet we all share together. And you know how we're going to make it through? Together, coming together, maintaining our individuality and our unique perspectives and visions and creativities, but doing it together. We're going to rebuild reality, create more heaven on earth, as I like to say, because we are one together. We really are. We are, every one of us, connected, so connected, and we're stronger when we work together as well. All right, I'm gonna go see about some of these messages. I'm gonna meet my friends for dinner, and I just want you to know I'm thinking of you and I'm sending you love. You're not alone. You are so loved by me and by so many others. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. All right, take care of you for all of us.